High school ends, and Rentaro confesses before leaving. Though she says she likes him for being kind and smart, her final answer is still no. Rentaro's crushed, but not beaten, as it's not his first rejection. Brace yourself. Rentaro's been rejected 100 times, yet kept confessing after the 90th. As high school begins, Rentaro visits a shrine to wish for love this year. Suddenly, an old man appears. Rentaro's startled, but relax. It's the shrine's love god. The god tells Rentaro he'll meet his soulmate, or rather soulmates, this year. Because Rentaro will end up with 100 girlfriends. Turns out, the old god got distracted by TV and gave Rentaro 100 girls instead of one. He came to warn him because rejecting a soulmate could lead to their death. This means Rentaro is obligated to be with all 100 girls, no exceptions. Rentaro dismisses the old man's words as senile ramblings, not taking him seriously. At school, Rentaro bumps into two girls. Sparks fly, bonds form, and soulmates meet. Karani and Hakari are the first two girlfriends to appear in the story. Karani is the tsundere girlfriend, denying her efforts to win Rentaro's affection. Hakari, the flirty girlfriend, knows she's voluptuous and uses it to her advantage. As a couple, they want to hold hands and use first names, but the big prize is the first kiss. And so begins a competition to claim that coveted prize. Seeing Hakari and Karani start to fight, Rentaro decides he'll always do his best to keep his girlfriends happy. So Rentaro calls for the school's monster, the vice principal. She's feared because for the slightest mistake, she'll hunt you down to French kiss you. A punishment for you, a reward for her. To stop the fight between Hakari and Karani, Rentaro causes a scene so the kiss monster will try to kiss him, sacrificing his first kiss prize. But Rentaro would be traumatized if this happens. So Hakari and Karani team up to prevent this tragedy. They call a teacher to catch this predatory monster. Not wanting to lose her job kissing innocent youth, she flees, and Rentaro is saved by his girlfriends. In the end, they realize they can be love rivals without being enemies. So both girls win. They share a three-way kiss so both can claim the first kiss prize. Both want to surprise their boyfriend, so they start reading cookbooks to learn cooking. Rentaro meets them at the library, where he'd encounter Shizuka. Sparks fly, bonds form, and soulmates meet when he sees her. Shizuka becomes the third girlfriend. She's small, sweet, shy, loves books, and uses them to communicate. Yes, she's shy and struggles with speaking. This led to Shizuka being mistreated, even by her own mother. Then her knight Rentaro came, creating an app with all her favorite books. Shizuka can pick phrases for the app to speak aloud. This helps Shizuka communicate better. With all this, Shizuka can't hide her feelings and confesses. And so Shizuka joins the girlfriend group. Karani was just getting used to sharing a boyfriend, and now she faces a second rival. Hikari, however, is pleased that Rentaro still considers them girlfriends despite his new love interest. Her perception of reality is skewed, but as they say, love is blind. Rentaro returns to the classroom after school where he meets Nano. Sparks fly, bonds form, and soulmates connect. She's an intelligent and calculating girl. She always strives to be as efficient as possible. Nano, being Rentaro's soulmate too, starts feeling butterflies. Unfamiliar with these feelings, she acts irrationally. During lab, she sucks Rentaro's injured finger, claiming to heal it. Confused but determined, she faces her feelings and goes on a date with Rentaro. She realizes she loves him and wants to learn about love. Setting aside logic, she starts by giving him their first kiss as a couple. And so Nano joins the girlfriend group. Karane, used to sharing with two, now faces a third rival. Hakari's glad Rentaro still sees them as girlfriends despite his new love. Shizuka's simply happy if Rentaro is. They plan a date and Hakari has the perfect idea, the pool, to show Rentaro all her assets. Rentaro's blessed to see his girlfriends in swimsuits. Karane hides, feeling less sexy than Hakari and Nano and less cute than Shizuka. Karani just wants to sit alone. Shizuka floats off, while Hakari flaunts her natural gifts to Rentaro. But Nano is bolder. Instead of clinging like Hikari, she grabs Rentaro's hand and places it on her chest, letting him feel her ample assets. Not to be outdone, Hikari does the same. This temptation proves too much for Rentaro, who promptly faints. Thinking they've killed him, Hikari and Nano attempt to revive Rentaro with mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. It seems, though, that they're taking advantage of the situation to kiss him passionately. Seeing he won't wake, they seek help, but are intercepted by some perverts. Karane witnesses this and alerts Rentaro, who awakens with renewed strength to rescue his girlfriends. Rentaro saves them by proving to the guys that both are his girlfriends, though the girls eagerly demonstrate this by kissing him. In the end, all is well, but they've lost sight of Shizuka. Worried, Rentaro runs off to save his other girlfriend. She's lost, unable to call for help. Her phone's dead, leaving her voiceless. Rentaro yells her name. She hears but can't shout back, her voice too soft. She tries anyway. Rentaro's perfect boyfriend sense picks up her faintest sound. The princess is rescued, rewarding her prince with a kiss. All are together now, except for Karane. Rentaro finds her, encouraging her to show off her swimwear. He proves she's as cute as the others. His face shows he's stunned by her beauty. Rentaro's shocked expression confirms Karane's stunning appearance. He hugs her, saying she's beautiful and has nothing to envy. Softened by his words, Karane waits for Rentaro to kiss her. He does, and Karane silently affirms her love for Rentaro above all else. And so, they're all gathered, finally starting their pool date. At school, the girls take Rentaro for couples pancakes when he spots a girl. Sparks fly, bonds form, and soulmates meet. She's Kusuri, chemistry club president, lover of drugs and wild scientific concoctions. She's like a mad scientist. Rentaro goes to find her but encounters a small girl instead. Turns out Kusuri drank a failed immortality potion. It shrinks her, but seeing the neutralizer returns her to normal. She's a year above Rentaro, another soulmate. So she joins the girlfriend group. Karane isn't even surprised anymore. Kusuri brought gifts, her crazy potions for her new friends. For Karane, a potion to boost her femininity. And for Hikari, a bit bold, a potion to increase her sensuality. She thinks it'll make her curvier, hoping to have Rentaro at her feet. But it actually turns her sweat into acid that melts clothes. Kusuri believes nothing's sexier than being naked. Rentaro gives her his used gym clothes to cover up. So in the end, Hikari came out on top. For Shizuka, she brought a potion that turns her into a bunny girl. It gives her ears that, when touched, cause pleasure she never imagined. For Nano, a potion to control her hair, but might make her go bald. Then they drank, but Kusuri slipped a potion into Rentaro's cup. Sadly, she left for the bathroom and couldn't ensure Rentaro drank it. Instead, the girls drank it. Kusuri warns them to throw up. The tea increases urge to kiss. She wanted Rentaro to drink it so he'd kiss her, and that's how it ended. Rentaro tells her he doesn't need a potion to want to kiss her. Kusuri blushes and happily goes for her kiss. But the potion's effect kicks in. The girls become frenzied to get their beloved's kiss. Kusuri's sad, as her potions often ruin things. She tells Rentaro they need to use the neutralizer before it's permanent. If they stay like this, they'll only seek kisses and nothing else. They'd lose their personalities, and the potion affects girls more strongly. It makes them obsessed with kissing, losing all inhibitions. In other words, they have superhuman strength. Rentaro and Kusuri search for the neutralizer. They split up, but Nano tells the girls to do the same. Shizuka chases Rentaro but trips and falls. Rentaro's perfect boyfriend instinct won't let him leave Shizuka hurt. She's taken to the infirmary to treat her wound. But Shizuka overpowers Rentaro, pinning him to the bed and kissing him relentlessly. Rentaro won't give up though. He must save his girlfriends. He leaves Shizuka hanging to immobilize her. He runs, but Hikari and Karane chase him. Karane throws Hikari at Rentaro, catching him. Now both girls kiss him non-stop. As they take turns, they start fighting. Typical behavior for these two. Rentaro realizes their essence remains, despite being kiss zombies. That's why Nano split up the girls. It was an effective plan the real Nano would have made. Rentaro has a brilliant idea to bring them together. Despite fighting, they're always close. They prove it by kissing passionately. Rentaro's path clears, but he faces the most dangerous one. Nano stands guard. Rentaro hides in the exact spot where Kusuri is hiding. She hid because she knows Nano wants to catch her to prevent making the antidote. Kusuri regrets messing everything up again with her scientific potions. These drive people away, which is why no one wants to join the chemistry club. Crying, she promises never to make them again. Then Kusuri remembers she has an emergency neutralizing potion in her pocket. Rentaro thinks giving it to Nano would suffice, then they could make more. But Kusuri ends up drinking it herself. And it's not that she's dumb, this is the plan. By drinking the neutralizer, she reverts to her original form. In this form, Nano wouldn't recognize her. But Kusuri gets so nervous that she gives herself away. She's caught. Rentaro starts fleeing to buy Kusuri time for the neutralizer to wear off, so she can shrink back and slip out of her restraints. Nano chases after Rentaro, making a reference to The Shining. Nano catches Rentaro and kisses him non-stop. Rentaro can't escape from this situation. All seems lost. But Kusuri arrives to save the day. She gives the antidote to Nano and the others. Everyone returns to normal. They all remember their actions in zombie mode. But Hakari and Karane pretend they don't. They don't want others to know they kissed passionately. Kusuri apologizes, crying over ruining things with potions. She repeats her promise to never make them again. But Rentaro tells her not to stop. Her passion is part of why he likes her so much. If Kusuri causes trouble, he'll be there to fix it. Rentaro again proves why he's the best boyfriend. Kusuri is happy to have him by her side. She goes in for the long-awaited kiss. Another date they have is in a park. An event is held where catching the bouquet lets you take a photo with your partner in wedding attire. Since childhood, this was Hakari's biggest dream. She had meticulously planned for this day. She's aware of another large participant who always brings her army of big guys to catch the bouquet and take a photo with her small love. The girls team up to get the bouquet, then draw lots to see who'll take the photo with Rentaro. For safety, Shizuka will just be cheering. Kusuri reverts to her original form. The event begins. The school's monster throws the bouquet. The bouquet is tossed. The big guys start taking down participants. But this doesn't break any rules, since they're just training. Karan joins the big girls group to train. By train, I mean hold her back. The big girls group creates a whirlpool to divert the bouquet. This sends Shizuka flying through the air. Luckily, she's right where the bouquet is. Shizuka catches it, but falls as a result. The girls use their natural cushions to break her fall. But this causes her to bounce. Fortunately, Rentaro manages to catch her. And so, the girls win the photo opportunity. The big girl cries, but Karan thanks her. The big girl sees it as respect for their feminine duel. But she's really grateful for being freed from the busty girl's cushion. She would have been embarrassed stuck there. They draw lots to choose the bride for the photo. Hakari had planned to rig it in her favor. But she realizes that wouldn't be fair. In the end, they all take the photo together. Hakari's dream comes true, which is great. The downside, Hakari now wants to dump Rentaro. After that, Hakari stopped hanging out with the group. Turns out she received threats from her wealthy mother, who'd use her money to get her way, so she wants to end things with Rentaro to avoid hurting him. Rentaro plans to run away with Hakari and gets help from the girls to sneak her out. The group sneaks into Hakari's mansion, dodging guards, and after some trouble, they get in. The problem is, there are infrared lasers in the hallway that trigger alarms. Luckily, Kusuri has a potion that lets them see these lasers. The side effect, she can only see infrared until the potion wears off. Rentaro realizes it's impossible to pass unless they go through the ceiling. He'd need someone strong and sturdy to squeeze through the walls together. The issue is they're all girls, but there's Karane. She's offended being a girl too, but her strength tops all, so she has to accept it. They cross the path with Rentaro, but he's very close to her exposed waist. As Rentaro can't see what he's touching, Karane can only endure his hand brushing her bare midriff. Karane's flustered, but they make it to the other side. Now they both search for Hakari, but encounter her mother instead. She tells Rentaro she doesn't approve of him dating her daughter, given his 4 other girlfriends. She knows her daughter is blinded by love just as she once was. Hakari shares her sad story. At 13, she had Hakari via artificial insemination, as her love had little time left. She thought having his child would fill the void his death would leave. But in the end, it didn't work out that way. Ever since he wondered if changing his life was the right choice. She doesn't want her daughter to face the same regrets. That's why she'll do everything to keep them apart. Rentaro cries upon hearing this story. The tears dissolve the potion in his eyes. And suddenly, Rentaro can see Hakari. Sparks fly, bonds form, and soulmates meet. Plot twist, his girlfriend's mom wants to date him now. This situation even surpasses Karan's antics. Hikari wants to test if Rentaro truly loves her daughter. She uses a lie detector for this purpose. To verify it works, they test it on Karane. They ask her how much she loves Rentaro. After resisting, Karane admits her love, proving it works. Rentaro takes the test, showing his genuine love for Hikari. Even so, he won't accept it since he has 4 other girlfriends. The housemaid warns that Hikari plans to jump out the window as she loves Rentaro and knows he'd do anything to make her happy. And her mother would do anything to prevent it. She doesn't want Rentaro to waste his life for her. If Rentaro will be unhappy because of her, she'd rather die. Rentaro arrives to stop her, saying together they can overcome this threat to their love, but he needs her by his side. Hikari reconsiders, but slips due to her fear of heights. Rentaro jumps after her. With a quick move, Rentaro makes them fall into the fountain. Rentaro saves Hikari's life. Karane arrives, slaps Hikari for being reckless, but also cries with joy seeing her safe. Sakari asks Rentaro why he did that, knowing he could have died. He replies it's because he promised to do anything to make Hikari happy. After all this, Hikari finally accepts Rentaro as her daughter's boyfriend. But Rentaro knows Hikari's been alone for 16 years, missing her love, and wants to make her happy too. He tells her she can experience with him what she couldn't before. And so, the mother of a girlfriend joins the group of girlfriends. A lot happened tonight, so Hahari takes the girls for a bath. There, they show off their impressive assets. Shizuka's delighted, but Karane leaves to avoid embarrassment. She returns to the room where Rentaro is. He blushes at Karane's bare waist, reminding her of their laser-dodging closeness. As payback, she decides to make him feel it too. She climbs on top, rubbing her face on Rentaro's bare abs. Kusuri arrives, so they pretend to exercise to avoid suspicion. Karane blames her boldness on the perverted mother-daughter influence. All the girls arrive, and Hahari gives them cute pajamas. Kusuri and Shizuka get applause for being the most adorable. Overwhelmed by the beauty, Hahari steps out for air. Rentaro accompanies her outside. Hahari can't take it anymore and wants Rentaro alone, so she takes him to her room. You'd think Rentaro would debut big, his bird would fly, he'd become a man, but instead Rentaro becomes a woman. Hahari couldn't resist her fetish of seeing Rentaro dressed as a woman. The other girls, expecting the worst, are delighted to witness this blessing. Embarrassed, Rentaro faints. He's out cold, so Hahari plans Sleeping Beauty, Nano as prince to kiss the sleeping princess. Rentaro. This scene has the girls drooling non-stop. Finally, he storms off to take a bath, annoyed. But this is more good news for the perverted mother-daughter duo. Now they plan to spy on Rentaro bathing to see his little bird. Shizuka objects, thinking it's wrong to spy on her boyfriend. But the girls tie her up to keep her quiet and still. So they devise a plan that goes terribly wrong. Shizuka, trying to free herself, falls into Rentaro's bathroom, accidentally seeing his private parts. Kudos to Shizuka for playing fair. Rentaro scolds his girlfriends, then they play cards. Hajari leaves, and Rentaro notices she's acting odd. He follows her and sees her praying at her late love's altar. Hajari's sad, feeling she shouldn't love anyone but her former flame. Rentaro says she shouldn't fear love and to tell him if his feelings change. He promises to do the same for her. Hajari, touched by his sincerity, hugs Rentaro happily. She asks if she can kiss him, as her dying love told her to move on and save her first kiss for someone who truly loves her. Rentaro agrees, understanding the significance. Hajari apologizes, but Rentaro won't let his girlfriend go without her request. Rentaro kisses her. Everyone sleeps, but Hikari goes to Rentaro. Karane expected this, but Hikari is not there to get her way. She's still scared. Rentaro kisses her reassuringly and stays so she can sleep. Karane doesn't interrupt, letting Rentaro handle it this time. Hours later, Rentaro wakes to find Hikari and Karane kissing in their sleep. Asleep or zombies, they're always together. Rentaro steps out and meets Hikari's father, Hajari's crush. He's mad Rentaro's with his daughter and wife, but can't scold him further. He thanks him for freeing Hajari from the 16-year bond caused by her love for him. Rentaro vows to make both happy, but wishes his father-in-law could be with them too. The father-in-law wants to stay, but as a soul, he must return to heaven. He protected his family for years, and now that they've found a good man, his soul can rest in peace. Rentaro doesn't want him to leave, wishing to care for the family together, but his father-in-law departs. Rentaro wakes up with tears in his eyes. It was just a dream, but let's call it real to make it more beautiful. School starts, and surprise! Hajari becomes student council president by buying the whole school to spend more time with Rentaro. Others will want the same, as girls await their soulmates, hoping to join the group of brides.